How's it going, everybody? The Steer here, and there's a couple of things I want to discuss with you guys today before I actually get to the meat of the video. The meat of the video is going to be defense changes for what I'm doing for week 2 of Cosmic Crucible 13. However, I wanted to give a quick PSA and announcement regarding the MSF Counter Spreadsheet. I'm basically the sole heir right now to the spreadsheet. Coach Thulu's given me access to keep this up to date and keep using it to help out the community. I don't know if he's actually going to be retired or if he's stepping away momentarily, then he's going to be coming back. But for now, he did end up passing the spreadsheet over to me. I did just get everything uploaded on here that I could end up possibly getting uploaded. There's currently 71 counters on here. And as far as contributors goes, I did end up polling videos for Dulum. I pulled videos for Dorky Dad. King Sheet, he's a returning person on this. He was doing counters for season 13. So I was able to get some of his counters on here. We have myself, obviously. We have Updog on here. And of course, we have Old Timey. So we have about 5 contributors right now to the spreadsheet. Again, I'm the only one doing this, so please be patient. And if I start falling behind, feel free to tag me. However, about once or twice a week, I do go through the Discord channels and get anybody that submitted it on here. Now, if you want to get your name and kind of your counters out on the spreadsheet, the easiest way to do that is going to either to my personal Discord. The link to that's going to be in the description under the resources tab, spreadsheet submissions. Just post your counter right in here and I'll be able to pull it about once or twice a week, like I mentioned. The other location is going to be the Council of Streamers Discord channel right here under the infographic and spreadsheet, under the spreadsheet submissions. Again, post your spreadsheet in here. If you can, please, I beg you, put timestamps on the videos. It saves so much time. And when people have about 5 videos out there and I have to try to find where it starts and ends, it can be kind of tedious for me. So please help me out, do that. Now, I do want to show you, if you're new and you haven't used the spreadsheet, under the defense column on here, it's basically going to give a shout out as far as what team you're going to be punching into, what kind of modifications. For this one here, we have Annihilators, Dr. Doom, Super Skrull. They took out Silver Surfer and Ultimus. For the counter, they used Ares, the new Emma Frost X-Men, Kahori, Lady Deathstrike, Ultimus. Is going to be the camcorder right here, and all the way on the right, you can see the link for the video. Right here, you can see that Dulum is the contributor for this one, and to punch up for this one. It doesn't say how big of a punch up because that just takes too much time. As far as the notes goes, there could be things on here like this one, where for my counter for the Illuminati with Captain Britain, Odin, and Sasquatch, I killed everybody besides Odin. Then I went in for New Warriors cleanup. So you can kind of do a burn that way to kill everybody off and take out the Odin. Or if there's a one-shot, it will say one-shot on here. So I just wanted to show you how the spreadsheet works, how you can actually contribute to the spreadsheet. But now let's go ahead and take a look at what defense changes I made for the Cosmic Crucible Season Week 2. For Stage 1 Hunting Sense. On defense and offense, this is the one where striker characters on a successful attack apply bleed. Raider characters basically get a free ISO hit when they hit into that. I'm using my Night Stalker's Dorm still in here. This team here pulled actually pretty good defenses for me. It was able to beat an Immortal X-Men team. It beat a Cabal team. Then they had to go in to clean it up. And the last team that did end up getting a one-shot, I forgot what it was, but it did take a pretty big, interesting investment to be able to get the one-shot on here. And there was RNG to where that almost didn't work. So Night Stalker Storm is staying on defense for me. I didn't miss it on offense, honestly. And it's a big deal on defense for me, so it's able to pull some efficiency away. Other options, if you want, you can take out the Dorm. You can put in a Emma Frost X-Men on here. That way, if they try to mirror it with their own Night Stalkers, it basically shuts down the speed for them. And if they bring their own mirror match, then it's a coin flip, so it can still be pretty rough on there. I'll try to go through what other teams could fit in here at the end of the video like I did last time. For the Spec Ops Stage 2. This is the one where on a successful dodge, you gain stealth. Characters with stealth gain 20% damage. I'm going to use my Spider Society with Super Skrull in here. Now, Immortal X-Men can still beat this. Cabal can still beat this. But if they end up doing Cabal in here, they can't Cabal in my stage 1. Being able to pull Super Scroll off of my stage 3, because no matter what, Kahori is going to destroy that anyways, I'm able to kind of maximize and shift a few things around to really try to stretch out my opponent's offense. That's kind of what I'm going for with this type of defense. Now in here, Ghost Spider does get dodges. That's going to put her in stealth. Spider-Man Noir, he keeps popping in stealth. Super Scroll keeps popping in stealth. This is going to make it to where I can really take advantage of the extra 20% damage. I do wish this was more about 50% damage or 100% damage, but 50 I think is a pretty good median, kind of a compromise between the 20 and the 100 to really make it more impactful on here. Stage 3, so this one here, I did totally revamp this room. After my round 3 matchup, I was kind of discussing it over with my Twitch chat, and I decided to kind of go with it to see how this plays out. So momentum on defense and offense, all characters. Special abilities cost 2 more, basically meaning you can't really Immortal X-Men this room. Ultimate abilities cost 2 less, and when you get a kill, you basically gain 1 ability energy for your allies. I'm going with the full Superior 6 in here. If they still want to try to use Kahori in here, that's perfectly fine. That just means I pulled a very big weapon away for a decent team. What really works in here is how everybody's going to be popping their ultimates off on turn 1, and they're going to get to the ultimates a whole lot sooner, especially if they start getting those kills. Kraven does that big AoE hit, but I'm not going to get the ability block, which is fine. Green Goblin Classic, he's going to be able to ult turn 1. If I get a few kills, he's going to ult again very quickly. Lizard, he's going to ult turn 1, take all the buffs away. Doc Ock's going to ult and basically send those negative effects out there. Doc Ock also gives the extra health to the team to make them a little bit more tanky. Spider Slayer, possibility of ulting turn 1 to delete a character right off the bat. Now, an alternative, if you want, you could try to throw Vulture in here. Get that ult turn 1, do a nice turn meter rewind, especially if you bring heroes in. That could be something as well. I just decided to keep Vulture for offense and kind of go with the full Superior 6 portion on here to see how this ends up playing out. For stage 4 resolve, on defense and offense, all characters on death, you basically gain, you give offense up to your opponent and you gain trauma is how this one actually plays out. I'm going for a Mighty Avengers with Quicksilver, a little bit of a twist for that Scarlet Witch Revenge team that everybody keeps playing. I kind of felt that Hercules is a bigger wild card than throwing Morgan Le Fay in here. Morgan Le Fay will give the extra 50% health to Scarlet Witch, which is pretty big. However, Hercules is pretty quick. He has that turn 1 special where he can basically, anytime he hits anybody, he still pulls charges, revive once, and buffs off your opponent. And since mine is about 5 stars, he's pretty tanky. He's about 6.5 million health. Morgan Le Fay is about 4 million health after the 50% health goes in play for her. So he's going to be a little bit more tanky in that regards, and he's going to be able to start pulling buffs away from people. I want to see how this one plays out. Orcus just wasn't cutting it for me. If they still want to use Night Stalkers elsewhere in one of the other rooms, so be it. For stage 5, Resurrection Protocol. On offense and defense, mutant characters on spawn will gain revive once and immunity. Honestly, this one here threw me off on my round 3 matchup. It cost me my win. I was tempted to throw Nightcrawler on defense in here. I decided to keep him for offense. Try to use that counter for a one-shot into the Odonati team. That's why I did throw him back off of defense. I was really toying with it. Do I want him on defense? Do I want him on offense? But I'm just going with my Extreme X-Men with Rogan here. If I were to use the Nightcrawler, I wanted to take out Cyclops. That way, if they end up messing this up, they have to deal with the charges Sunspot. That way, they end up getting the more ability energy right off the bat. So that's what I was toying with. If you want to drop Sunspot for the Nightcrawler to get that speed because of Cyclops, you're more than welcome to do that as well. And then stage 6, this is the on-spawn generate 5 ultimate ability energy. And when you do an ult, you gain ability block for all of your allies. I'm just going to stick with my Odonati team with Sasquatch in here. This one here, there are one-shot options available, which you can find on that spreadsheet that we looked at before. The one-shot did involve from Duelum to where it had a Nightcrawler. That's why I really decided to pull the trigger and keep Nightcrawler for offense on here. But let's go ahead, take a look at the saved squads that I have on here, and I'll kind of go over some of the highlights. I don't want to go over everything again, just because I did that on the last video. For stage 1, Odonati Sasquatch, I think could work really well in stage 1. Basically, they get bleeds out there then from Black Panther Shuri, and then you're really able to play into that, where you can get the ISO hits in there on top of the Hank Film Assist. A Superior 6, I think, could do well in there. However, there's the Undying with Doom APOC combo that can one-shot it. That's why I didn't go with that. And putting this in stage 3, I think, could really throw people off if they kind of underestimate it. Orcus could work in stage 1 as well. For room 2, this is the team I'm using, the Spider Society with Super Skrull. We have a Illuminati with Mephisto. I think could work well in stage 2 as well. Mephisto pops nobody in stealth. They get the extra damage. I think that could really be something for you guys. The Annihilators, Super Skrull, Black Knight. Immortal X-Men would be able to get a one-shot on this. But because I did pull my Annihilators off of defense in stage 3, I'm able to use them on offense as well. So I got a really good offensive team by kind of making that pivot. The Hive Mind, Sasquatch, Super Skrull, this is kind of callback to previous seasons to when they go stealth and they start getting the kills. Again, a Cabal team or Immortal X-Men would be able to beat this, but you're pulling that away from your opponent. I just feel that the Spider Society is kind of the better bet with Super Skrull in stage 2. Super Skrull's going to be able to get the ability block out there on the specials. He doesn't get the damage boost because there's no 2 villains, though. Stage 3, I'm doing that Superior 6 team. Annihilators, Super Skrull, Kahori is a nightmare in stage 2, especially if your opponent doesn't have Kahori for offense. If your opponent has Kahori for offense, they could end up using their own Kahori with Hang. That way they get the coin flip and they go first, and they can start kind of messing up your opponent that way. So I do feel that Kahori is a better offensive tool this season because of that stage 3. Now, if you want, you could end up going with Super Skrull still. Throw Black Knight and Quicksilver in here. Get the 2 heroes, 2 villains, and that will leave your Gore for offense to try to punch into any type of Mephisto to clear those battlefield effects. Illuminati with Mephisto could work in stage 3 as well. Here we have that Scarlet Witch Revenge team that I'm personally using. The other options in here really are just the Orcus team. Whether you go with Dorm, or if you go with Emma Frost X-Men, or just any kind of reworked character, you can go with, say, Iron Man, Silver Surfer, anything like that could end up working as that 5th. I just feel that Lady Deathstrike's a very good offensive tool on here. That's why I like doing that. Also, because I pulled Orcus, I'm able to use them on offense as well, which could work very well in that stage 5, I believe. Stage 5, we just have a lot of X-Men characters on here. Whether it is the one I'm using, where it's the Extreme with Rogue, or if you end up taking out another, like, say, Sunspot, you can throw Bishop in here, get that early pre-time to get killed off. Or you can go with the Astral team in here. There are 2 mutants in here with Shadow King and Emma Frost X-Men. However, there is that second team to where you use Void Knight, Red Hulk, Lady Deathstrike, Hang, and just rip this team apart before they even get a turn. It's pretty nasty. And then we have stage 6. So here we have the Odonati team, where you have Sasquatch as a Cretant, or you could go Zombie Juggernaut. I just feel Sasquatch is the better bet because he's able to keep popping the taunts back on him, even if it gets cleared off. Whereas Zombie Juggernaut is not able to do that. Forgive me, I can't talk right now for some weird reason. Another option you could do is the Illuminati, Odin, Mephisto. Just throw all your eggs in one basket. However, Mephisto, I feel, should be on offense this season. He's a really good counter to get that one shot into the Illuminati team with Odin. Now, you could go with the Annihilators, Mephisto, Kahori in stage 6. That could be very interesting. Kahori would end up ulting turn 1, and then she gets the 2 turns immediately afterwards. I don't, because of the Mephisto, you're not going to be able to Immortal X-Men this as a one-shot. You could do the Immortal X-Men after the 2 burn attacks, though, on here. And then there's the Night Stalkers with Mephisto in Stage 6. I think this could be something that you could play into as well. Having it to where these characters love doing their ultimates. I think that could really play into this, especially Blade. Then you get the pings from Agatha. So those are the defense teams. As far as offense teams, I didn't update this, so I'm just going to have to kind of explain myself for the ones that's not on here. We have the Immortal X-Men. We have Cabal. Superior 6 is now on defense. And in that place, I now have the Annihilators. Here is the counter that we have for the Stage 3 matchup, where it's Kahori, Shadow King. You honestly don't need APOC in there. I was doing fine by using Ares on there. Guardian for the offense up. Unless there's a Super Scroll on the other side, then take him out. You can throw in like an Ultimus in there, for instance. Here we have a counter that I've been using to kill everybody besides Odin in that Stage 6. I think I could get a one-shot using this. However, there's a better counter on the spreadsheet where it's APOC, Black Knight, Mephisto, Echo, Nightcrawler. That's able to get a one-shot even with a pre-taunt in there because of the ability blocks and how that ends up working. We have our Mercs for Money team on here, and now we have Orcus added onto the list. So we have Orcus. Instead of Superior 6, we have Annihilator. So I have a lot of good tools to use for the offense this season. I want to see how this ends up playing out. But hopefully this does help you guys out. If you have any questions about this or questions about trying to get added to the spreadsheet, feel free to comment below or ask on the Discord server. Until next time, have a wonderful rest of the day, everybody.